There is a difference between being wealthy and being rich, which is mentioned in the 1997 personal finance book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, by author Robert Kiyosaki. The book achieved great success and made Kiyosaki a famous name in the industry. But that line about being wealthy and being rich really made me think. I have always thought the words were synonymous and could always be interchanged. But it turns out that the two are entirely different concepts. Welcome to Money Talk, where we discuss tips on making money. And for this video, we are going to discuss why the wealthy enjoy life while the rich end up poor. It sounds confusing, but everything will be more evident as we go on with today's video. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click that notification bell to receive updates and be the first to check out our latest videos. In one of Kiyosaki's books, he said that there is a big difference between being wealthy and being rich. To me, both sound good because that meant I would have a lot of money. But to find out that these are actually different truly piqued my interest. I always thought that if you are wealthy or rich, you are living the good life. But it turns out it does not work that way. Now that I think about it, the rich people I know talk about their money a lot. They show off their fancy houses and luxury cars and show off every expensive brand they purchased. They make sure that everyone around them knows how much money they have and can spend. You see, I did not come from a well-off family. My parents had to work 9-to-5 jobs with hustles on the side to provide a good life for my siblings and me. There were a lot of things to spend money on that we needed. Food, tuition, bills, rent, all sorts of expenses that never seemed to end. It was rough, and growing up, it was always a battle to make sure we had enough food to eat and a roof over our heads. I watched my parents work hard so that we could continue going to school, have a comfortable home, and healthy meals. And while we're talking about expenses, did you grow up like me with a hardworking parent or parents? Let us know your story in the comments below. And while you're at it, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Now, let's get back to the video. When you grow up poor, the thought of becoming rich really makes you excited. I always thought that it must be really nice to have a lot of money. Back when I was a kid, I always dreamt of living in a big and luxurious house. I wanted to be able to ride a luxury car and buy all things expensive. I wanted to buy tickets and get the best seats to events and concerts. I wanted to watch and experience. I wanted money to spend to satisfy my dreams back then. But now that I have grown and mature, I realize that having lots of money is not as crucial as not worrying about money. I've been thinking about this and realized that this is what sets the wealthy apart from the rich. I mean, who would not want to never worry about money again? This is why a goal people should aspire to achieve to become wealthy. A wealthy person has sustainable wealth, which means that no matter what happens, they will always be financially blessed. Being rich is different because you can only be rich for a short period, or until all your money runs out. I'm pretty sure you are aware of stories about super rich actors, athletes, or celebrities that fell out of grace after losing all their money because of poor financial skills, bad decisions, and unfortunate events. These people were once living their best lives and with very expensive lifestyles. They once owned magnificent houses, luxury cars, branded clothes, and even vacationed all over the world. But some of them are now living paycheck to paycheck and are already on the verge of bankruptcy. There are lottery winners who hit the jackpot and achieve a massive amount of money in an instant and lose it all in the blink of an eye. They either go back to where they started or worse yet, sink deeper into debt. Let me put this in perspective. For example, an architect named Brandon has an annual income of $300,000. The majority of his money came from his salary, and only 5% came from random investments he made, all because his colleagues encouraged him to do it. Brandon owns a big house in an exclusive neighborhood, 2 luxury cars, and a local country club membership. He sends his children to private schools that cost a lot of money. Like everyone else, Brandon has expenses he has to pay. He pays the mortgage, insurance, transportation costs, taxes, his kids' college funds, and a lot more. But with that money, he makes sure he maintains an image with his friends, neighbors, and generally everyone as a whole. This made his expenses larger compared to everybody else. If you take away his expenditures from his annual income and subtract the savings and investments he makes, Brandon does not have a lot left. Now, when it comes to wealth, it is not just about how much money you have, but the status of your financial resources to sustain your way of living. Even if you stop working, this is the money coming in consistently that will be able to maintain the lifestyle you chose. And based on how Brandon lives his life, there is no way we can consider him wealthy. If he loses his job, the money he has in his bank account will only feed his family for 2 months. Once the money drains, Brandon will have to look for a new source of income. By definition, Brandon is rich, but he is not wealthy. After discussing being rich, let us discuss being wealthy this time. And a fitting example would be Bill Gates. He is among the richest men in the world and is a businessman, an investor, a humanitarian, and a philanthropist. This year, the man is already worth a whopping $122.3 billion. And yes, that's not an M, but a B. The man we're going to talk about is a billionaire. According to Business Insider calculations, he earns almost $1,300 in a second. That's $78,000 in a minute. I don't think I'll even earn that much in a year. And our man Bill Gates right here only makes it in a minute. But this also means that the earnings Bill Gates made in an hour is way more than how much Brandon earns after a whole year. This is what it means to be wealthy. It is about becoming financially free and not living paycheck to paycheck just to provide for your or your family's needs. This means you won't have to work for so many years and you can retire early because your passive income flows in from your investments and assets. You see, Bill Gates is not working all day long to get billions of dollars annually. Most of it is passive income that continues to increase even if he is sleeping. This is why wealth is called sustainable richness, or in a more straightforward form, a rich person that never runs out of money. If Brandon gets fired or quits his job, his status will move from upper class to middle class. But if Bill Gates decides he does not want to work anymore and would just stay at home to eat and sleep, he can still maintain a luxurious lifestyle for the rest of his life. Now, you don't need to become a billionaire too. It's not about the amount of money, but the continuous flow of income, both active and passive. It is the assurance that you will live comfortably even if you decide not to work for the next months or years. This mindset really separates the rich from the wealthy. Having a lot of money is a common denominator for the rich and the wealthy, but it is the mindset that separates them from each other. While some are rich and mindlessly spend their money on unnecessary things, the wealthy keep on getting their personal finances in order, ensuring they are financially free and stable in the coming years. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, click subscribe, and hit that notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. Also, feel free to leave us a comment if you want to watch more videos. Head on over to our channel to see more from Money Talk. See you!